Alright, folks, this is Harris Sultan, and don't say I didn't warn you, but all of you thought that we'd rather have 5 years of Labour than another 5 years of the Tories. Okay, I can understand your anger, but how does that help the UK? It doesn't. As bad as the Tories were, Labour is going to be far worse. The hope that things must get really, really bad so one day people will vote for someone like Reform is a pretty long shot idea. Yeah, in 2029, Reform might be able to win a significant number of seats, and dare I say, some hope that Nigel Farage could be the Prime Minister of the UK. But for that to happen, things need to get really ugly on the ground. And by the looks of it, Labour is going to grant you your wish. As soon as Sir Keir Starmer, became the Prime Minister, the UK rolled out a red carpet for migrants entering the UK illegally. Check this little snippet out.
Reporting from the Treasury earlier, I just want to show you these pictures from Dover. As you can see there, a border force boat bringing in a number of migrants who were picked up from a small boat in the Channel today. The first migrants who've attempted to cross the Channel in a small boat since Labour won the general election on Thursday into Friday. Now, of course, the Labour Party have ruled out that plan, long talked about plan of deterrence to send people who arrive here on small boats to Rwanda, saying that is a gimmick and that's not going to be something that they are going to be pursuing. Instead, they're going to increase the strength of border force and make sure that people who are here have their asylum applications processed quickly. But these are the latest pictures coming in from Dover, a border force vessel having picked up migrants in a small boat today in the Channel, thought to be the first migrants that have come here since the general election.
Why should anyone do the right thing and apply for a visa only to be rejected by the UK government because he or she didn't fill out the form properly? Why not just jump on a boat, albeit it's dangerous, and try your luck that way? Are you happy now? Well, millions of illegal migrants are going to come to the UK because a deterrent like the Rwanda plan is no longer there. Think about it. If you want to go to a Western country because your home country is so bad that you're willing to risk your life just to be in a Western country, would you not take that chance when you know that there's going to be a red carpet waiting for you on the other side? I know I would, depending on my desperation, of course. And we all know life is so bad in most of these countries that, yeah, you will take that chance, even more so if you know that you have Keir Starmer as Prime Minister of the UK. I've said it before, the reason why people don't turn to Australia is not because it's so far away. In some cases, it's actually closer and easier than going to the UK. They don't come here because Australia does not roll out a red carpet for illegal migrants. Australia understands that it can't open its borders for everyone. There will always be people wanting to live in the West no matter how many of these illegal migrants you take in. The world will never run out of them. There will always be people who could do something with your money. It's like if you donate 100% of your wages to the poor, yeah, you might think that you've done the right thing, but poor people will never run out. There will always be people who could do something with your money. But isn't it amazing that none of these self-righteous, virtue-signaling, pathologically altruistic do-gooders ever donate 100% of their wages to the needy? But they demand the governments to take everyone in. Where does it end? 1 million? 5 million? 10 million illegal migrants? Until you seal your borders and put them in detention centers, they'll keep coming. And these do-gooders will keep telling you to keep taking them in. Let me show you some statistics. Just in the last 12 months, 84,425 people entered the UK illegally, out of which 67,337 people applied for asylum. Meaning we need help as we are persecuted in our home countries, which is obviously not true because this is the only loophole that we have in our migration process. If you're not a doctor or another designated skilled worker, you'll be rejected straight away because you wouldn't have the relevant qualifications. But if you say that you're being persecuted in your home country, then the West can't send you back. The West created humane laws to defend human rights, but they are using them against you. And they know it. This is why everyone who comes by boat is an asylum seeker. You don't see any doctors or engineers come by boat. By the end of June 2023, 20,888 asylum seekers were accepted as refugees. Now, most of them could be legitimate because they could be those Afghans who helped the UK and the US against the Taliban in Afghanistan. I can't say that we should turn our backs on them, because if we do that, then in future conflicts, no one would trust our word. But also, a lot of them are from Libya, Egypt, Tunisia, and Syria, and the UK doesn't owe them anything. And it's difficult to say that they're all genuine asylum seekers. Most of them are economic migrants, and look, I don't blame them. You and I would probably do the same if our kids go hungry at night. But we can criticize our governments, as the UK government's first responsibility is to her people. They want to come here. Look, we can't stop them from trying to come here, but the governments should discourage them, just like Australia does. The UK government has spent £4.7 billion on housing and looking after asylum seekers in 2023, up from £3.7 billion the year before in 2022. So they found an extra £1 billion to house people who shouldn't even be here. So what does this number mean? Let me give you something to compare it with. The UK government has spent around £4.7 billion to look after anywhere between 800,000 to 1.2 million illegal migrants in the UK. Do you know how many homeless people there are in the UK? About 309,000, including 140,000 children. Do you know how much money the UK government is going to spend over the next 3 years to help them find somewhere to sleep with a roof over their heads? Have a guess. So 4.7 billion for 1 million illegal migrants, which is likely going to go up again next year. But let's just ignore that for now. So the UK government, take a look at this. The UK government will spend a whopping £2 billion over the next 3 years to look after the homeless. So basically £2 billion for British homeless people, whereas £4.7 billion for illegal migrants. Now, just imagine taking out $2 billion from that $4.7 billion budget for illegal migrants who shouldn't even be here in the first place, and adding that to the budget for looking after your own homeless people. Instead of $2 billion, spend $4 billion on 310,000 British homeless people. Oh, by the way, there's been an increase in homeless people every year. According to the charity Shelter, homelessness rose by 14% in the last year alone as the housing emergency escalates. Surely, the arrival of unplanned, unaccounted for illegal migrants has got nothing to do with the housing crisis. Or at least that's what Sir Keir Starmer would tell you. Just like you can't get rid of poverty by giving 100% of your wages to the poor, you can't get rid of all the asylum seekers of the world by taking in everyone who knocks on your door. There will always be more people. In fact, the more you take, the more people will knock on your door because they know these guys will take anyone. Now, these stats are from the Tories. I get it. It's bad. But guess what? It's only going to get worse because Keir Starmer has just announced to the whole world that the UK is open for illegal migrants. You can come in however you want. We'll house you, feed you, bathe you, let you commit crimes, all while we ignore our own homeless people. Thank goodness I don't live in the UK. Every year I travel, it's becoming more and more like a third world country. So in 2029, you might get a chance to put Nigel Farage at 10 Downing Street, but by then, the UK might be unrecognizable. Sorry, this time I can't say I hope you like the video. There's nothing to like in this video. But if you don't believe in shooting the messenger, then like and share the video so more and more people can understand the gravity of the situation. You can support my work by becoming a patron on patreon.com/Harris Sultan or buymeacoffee.com/Harris Sultan. Until next time, ta-da. If you'd like to support my work, you can become my patron by going to patreon.com/Harris Sultan, or you can simply buy me a coffee.